Have you ever worked your tail off, become the top performer, only to be kicked to the curb by someone's kid? Well, buckle up, because today I'm spilling the tea on a story of nepotism gone spectacularly wrong. This isn't just about a spoiled brat getting a job he didn't deserve. This is about how his incompetence nearly tanked an entire department, and how I got the sweetest revenge imaginable. Let's rewind a bit. For 5 solid years, I was the undisputed king of my production department. I wasn't just an employee, I was the guy everyone turned to. I knew our systems inside and out, I trained every new hire, and I consistently shattered every production record. My secret? Simple. I worked hard, I cared about the quality of our work, and I treated my team with respect. We were a well-oiled machine, and our output proved it. Management loved me, my team respected me, and I genuinely enjoyed my job. I was on the fast track to becoming the next department head, and life was good. Then, one day, everything changed. Enter Junior, the son of our company's vice president. Junior had just graduated from college with a business degree and a sense of entitlement the size of Texas. He strolled into the office like he owned the place, which, in a way, he kind of did. The VP, his dad, decided that Junior needed some real-world experience before inevitably climbing the corporate ladder. And where did he decide to place his precious son? Right in my department. At first I tried to be optimistic. Maybe he was eager to learn, maybe he had fresh ideas. So I took him under my wing, just like I did with every other new hire. I started him with the basics, showing him the ropes of our production process. It became clear within the first week that this was going to be a problem. Junior had zero interest in learning. He'd spend his days scrolling on his phone, taking long lunches, and bragging about his weekend escapades. He treated the job like a casual hobby, something to pass the time between parties. My attempts to train him were met with eye rolls and sighs. When I'd try to correct a mistake, he'd get defensive, saying things like, yeah, I get it, before immediately making the same mistake again. He was careless, sloppy, and had a terrible attitude. The rest of the team noticed, too. The atmosphere started to shift. Morale, which had always been sky-high, began to dip. My team, who once worked together seamlessly, now had to constantly clean up Junior's messes. It was frustrating for everyone. I tried to address the issue professionally. I compiled a list of Junior's recurring errors and his impact on our workflow and brought it to my manager. I explained that his lack of effort was slowing us down and affecting team morale. My manager just sighed and told me to be patient and try to work with him. He said his hands were tied because of who Junior's father was. It was the first time I felt truly powerless in my role. The situation came to a head about 2 months after Junior started. The VP called a meeting with me, my manager, and of course, Junior. I walked in thinking maybe, just maybe, this was the moment they'd finally address the problem. Oh, how wrong I was. The VP, with a smug smile, announced that he was promoting his son to my position. He was making Junior the new team lead. And what about me? I was being demoted. I would now be reporting to the kid I had unsuccessfully tried to train for the past 2 months. I was stunned. I looked at my manager for support, but he just stared at the floor, avoiding my gaze. The VP explained that Junior had shown great leadership potential and that his fresh perspective was exactly what the department needed. It was a slap in the face. All my years of hard work, my dedication, my record-breaking results, all of it meant nothing compared to a last name. I was told to help Junior transition into his new role. It was the most insulting request I had ever heard. I went back to my desk, my mind racing. I could quit. I could storm out and tell them exactly what I thought of their ridiculous decision. Part of me desperately wanted to. But then a different idea started to form. A much better idea. What if I just did what they asked? What if I stepped back and let Junior lead? What if I stopped being the glue that held the department together? I decided to give them exactly what they wanted. I would follow orders and nothing more. So the next day, I started my new role as a subordinate to Junior. And my new work philosophy was simple. Malicious compliance. I did exactly what was on my job description. No more, no less. Did Junior ask me a question about a complex process I used to manage? I'm not sure. You're the lead now. You should probably figure it out. Did a team member come to me for help? Sorry, you'll have to ask Junior. He's in charge. I stopped training. I stopped fixing errors. I stopped optimizing workflows. I just did my assigned tasks, clocked in and clocked out. It didn't take long for the chaos to begin. The well-oiled machine I had built started to sputter and grind to a halt. Junior, now in charge, had no clue how to manage the team, troubleshoot problems, or plan the production schedule. Deadlines were missed. Quality plummeted. The team was confused and frustrated, constantly getting conflicting and nonsensical directions from their new leader. The numbers told the real story. In the first month under Junior's leadership, our department's production output dropped by 30%. By the end of the second month, it had fallen by a staggering 70%. 70. We went from being the company's star department to its biggest problem. The department that was once a source of pride was now a black hole of inefficiency. Upper management started to panic. Clients were complaining about delays and poor quality. The VP, who had been so proud of his son's leadership potential, was suddenly getting a lot of heat. He and my old manager would hold frantic, closed-door meetings. I'd just walk past, give a polite little wave, and go back to my desk to quietly do my work. Finally, the breaking point came. The VP called me into his office. This time there was no smug smile. He looked stressed, exhausted, and deeply humbled. He didn't beat around the bush. He told me that they had made a grave error in judgment. He admitted that Junior was not ready for the role and that my demotion was a mistake. Then came the offer. He asked me to take my old job back. He offered me the official title of department head, a significant raise, and a formal apology in front of the entire team. He promised me full autonomy to run the department as I saw fit. And the best part? Junior was being transferred to the mailroom. He would be sorting mail far, far away from any position of actual responsibility. The satisfaction was immense. I calmly accepted his offer. The next day, I stood before my team as their official department head. I laid out my plan to get us back on track. The relief in the room was palpable. It was like a huge weight had been lifted off everyone's shoulders. We worked hard over the next few weeks, but it was good work. We were a team again. Within a month, we had not only returned to our previous production levels, but we had surpassed them. The story became a legend within the company, a cautionary tale about the dangers of nepotism. It proved that true leadership isn't about your last name. It's about competence, respect, and hard work. Sometimes, the best way to prove your value is to step back and let people see what happens when you're gone. What do you think? Did I do the right thing? Let me know your own stories of workplace revenge in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.